Conditions will be fairly similar to yesterday, albeit maybe a degree or two warmer for us here in the metro. Maybe a little bit of some extra cloud cover, especially as we get into those later afternoon hours. We could potentially see a stray to maybe an isolated shower storm during the afternoon to early evening, which I'll get you that timeline here in just a second. But elsewhere across the state, those high temperatures, again, not only are we running about a degree or two higher, but so are some spots across the state as well. Our friends down in the southern portions of the state in the mid to upper 90s today as we reach that peak heat of the daytime. So a little bit more of a moderate heat risk for some out there. Where you see that orange on the map, that's where we'll see a little bit more of that potential for them. A little bit more of that heat-related illness as we get into those afternoon hours. So stay plenty hydrated as we go through the day today, especially if you even go out to the state fair. Now, again, talking rain chances, there is still some of those showers and storms starting to continue to linger for some portions of the state. The rest of the state remains a little bit more on that dry side. Now, again, the weather models aren't picking up on that as we still have a lot of dry air in place, and they are struggling to continue to maintain their strength. Notice where we have that brown color, that's where we have the drier air in place in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. Now, I think as we go into the rest of the day today, we'll still see at least a little bit of some of that moisture starting to filter into the northern side of the state, and that's going to help push some of that drier air further to the south. So in terms of rain chances for us here in the metro today, we'll give it again a 10 to 20% chance, with the likeliest chance, which is only a measly 20% chance, between the hours of 6 and 8, but we could see a pop-up storm or shower anytime between the hours of 3 and well as we head into those overnight hours as well. So without further ado, what radar could look like is, this is very conditional, is that we could start seeing some of those showers and storms popping off on radar as we get into those afternoon hours like we usually do during the monsoon season. They'll push further to the north and east as we go into the day today. Again, some spots, I think this is a little bit more of an aggressive model, so I don't think everyone will get to see rain where you see that green, but it is still potential that we could see at least a storm or two here in the metro, again, between the hours of 3 and even as we head to bed tonight, with the best chance between 6 and 8. Some of those storms, as they push further to the east, could be a little bit more on the strong to severe side. Where you see that green there, that's where we have that severe risk, a 1 out of 5 risk for storms to be, well, they could produce either some stronger gusty winds as well as the potential for some hail. So all in all, I think marginal risk for, again, any type of rain to form out there on the radar. I think it's more about the temperatures today. Once again, temperatures running again several degrees warmer than what we've seen in the last couple of days, where some places running at least well above average for what we should be seeing for this time of year. We'll start getting a little bit of better rain chances as we close out that work week, and then we'll start to dry out once again as we get closer to that weekend time frame. Here in the metro, widespread upper 80s to the lower 90s, and again, a lower rain chance, only about a 10 to 20% chance.